Hey guys, welcome back. This is Mashiakasaurus, and tonight we're doing a game that I actually enjoy quite a bit. I've made a lot of cracks about this game being like a bad version of Terraria, but it's not really bad. I actually think that this is a good game. Um, I think that it's a good game in spite of what the developers have tried to do. I think that the development of this game was extremely rocky, and it, it it could have been better. But I mean, what isn't like that? So we're playing Starbound. So let's see here. There we go. All right. And let's adjust the.
I think I had it really quiet when I was watching news yesterday.
Yeah, let me adjust the volume real quick to. There we go. That's better. Okay. So Starbound. This is a Kickstarter game. Like all Kickstarter games, it ended up being a massive, massive disappointment to everyone. Uh, but I still enjoy it. It's cool. I especially love the music. I think that the audio of this game is amazing. Can't say enough good stuff about it. Like it's really first rate. It's the one thing that they did that was just above and beyond like excellent. Um, Starbound supports mods. As you can see, I have a lot of them. I don't have Frackin' Universe. That's a very popular mod for Starbound, or series of mods, I should say. Uh, I don't have it because I'm kind of iffy about some of the things that it adds, particularly adding in additional crafting requirements and stuff, and but I've heard good things about it. But I do have a lot of mods loaded. So we're going to go ahead and start, and we're going to create a new character for this playthrough. So right here, I don't have any custom races loaded. These are the races that are in the vanilla game. You have the human. You have Avian. They're these kind of heavily religious bird people. They have kind of an Egyptian kind of Aztec-y theme to them. Apex, it's kind of Planet of the Apes meets Planet of the Apes meets 1984. It's interesting. I'm not wild about the Apex myself, but we got the Florin. The Florin are these. The Florin are great. They are kind of a very aggressive, like predatory plant species. So they're a lot of fun. The Hylatl, they're fish people. They're extremely Asian, like borderline uncomfortably so. The Glitch are an artificial intelligence race that has gotten stuck in a simulation of medieval society. So, like, everything they have is medieval themed, but they're robots. But we're gonna go ahead and be the best race, which is Nova Kid, because they are space cowboys, and everybody loves space cowboys. You got different customizations you can do here based on the race that you are. So, like for Nova Kid, we can change the gas color. We can change the quote unquote hairstyle. the brand for the Nova Kit is the thing on their face. And then you can also change the shirt and leg wear and the color on it. And then changing the personality changes your pose. And I'm gonna real quick here. Hold on 1 second. I just want to. There we go. Sorry about that. I'm gonna go ahead and randomize a bit. Let's see if I find one I like. We can work with this. There we go. And I don't know about that hair. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, we'll go with the vest there, and like where, let's change the color on that though. Oh, there we go. There we go. And we're gonna change the name. And difficulty mode, we are going to choose casual. It defaults to survival mode. I highly recommend that you do casual. Casual mode, you don't need to eat. If you want to have the hunger mechanics in it, there are mods to add hunger mechanics to casual. I don't like to worry about it, but you don't need to eat. More importantly, you're able to teleport out from as far deep in a planet as you want. On survival mode, you can't teleport out if you're too deep. And especially important, on survival mode, you will drop some of your loot when you die. And on casual mode, you just lose money. It says there's no death penalties. That's a lie. It costs you 10% of your pixels, which is the in-game currency, every time you die, even on casual mode. And hardcore is if you are insane, because your character will die permanently. And as you will see, there's a lot of bullshit ways you can die in this game. So we're going to go ahead and play. Now, I have a special mod loaded that changes the relation or the starting mission. So here we go. And you can interact with things that are highlighted. You can talk to people. And this, as you can see, is a storage container. There's nothing in it, obviously, but there could be. And it's just WASD to move. And this is the intro that you get if you choose the Nova Kit. Okay, and we're going to take all. These are items that you could have gotten in the actual vanilla beginning. So it did give us this broken broadsword, which I'm going to go ahead and select. So this is a crappy weapon, but it's all we've got right now. And I believe this is a human ship right here. But this green one here is our ship. This is the Nova Kid ship. It is a train. Because space trains are cool. In the vanilla intro, there's a lot of tutorial stuff about, like, you know, oh, like, you know, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. And also, the Earth gets destroyed, which is the only plot-relevant thing that happens in the intro. Hey, Luna. Hey, and by the way, hello, Anya. Hello, Meph. Like, I didn't say hi to you guys when you stopped in. So this is our ship.
Because you're a bastard?
Yes, because I'm a bastard. So this is our ship. It is trash to hell. It mentioned that in the intro. So we're going to reboot it. All right. This right here is Sail, ship-based artificial intelligence lattice. So this is basically your onboard computer. And then the FTL drive is damaged, and our location is unknown. By the way, every character, every race gets their own shipboard pet. This is the one for the Nova Kid. It's randomized to some extent. Like the color on the Nova Kid one will change, but every race has their own species that they get as a onboard pet. So right here, exclamation mark means a quest. You always want to accept these like plot quests because you can decline them, and if you do, it'll mess your game up. So don't decline. So we have to, and this right here is our fuel tank, and this is the captain's chair to navigate the ship. But none of that's working. This is stuff that we have in our inventory. We start with more better gear. An iron assault rifle. I would rather die. The lantern stick is nice, though. A flashlight. I'm actually going to customize my hotbar a little bit here. Probably doing so very badly. But we will want a flag. And he's just explaining that anything that you mark with a flag is a what is word? Anything you mark with a flag, you can teleport to. And to answer your question, Luna, I actually like guns, but I don't like the guns that are assault weapon style guns, like this one is. I really would rather have like a shotgun or a missile launcher or grenade launcher or something. So I'll probably end up selling that. For early on in the game, this game has a weird, a really weird progression for weapons. For early on in the game, it's almost better to just go straight melee, and then later on, you'll find that like guns are insanely good. But early guns are really bad. You run out of energy really fast. Speaking of which, up here, red is health, green is energy. We use energy for certain things. And I do like snipers. Snipers are great in this game. Because they do heavy damage. Oh wow, it started us right next to this thing. So that'll come in handy later on. Where you drop down is obviously randomized. You always end up over this type of planet, though, which is called a lush planet. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick some of this stuff and get some seeds. And this stuff right back here. Yes, I agree, Luna. In one of the earlier betas, they had a lot more colorful backgrounds and stuff. These black things right here are coal, which we can use to make some torches and stuff, so that's useful. And these are trees. And this thing I'm using right here is a matter manipulator, which allows you to do pretty much everything in this game. It's not like in Terraria where you need, like, you know, a hammer to do hammer stuff, and then you need an axe to do, like, axe stuff, and so on and so forth. Everything here is just the matter manipulator. Right-click to affect stuff in the foreground, left-click to do background stuff, which is also really nice. I can straight go for this shit. In Terraria, you need a separate tool to get at the background stuff. Now, the bunnies here are not going to hurt us, but these guys might. So, we got to be a little careful here. And you see these little yellow dots, those are pixels. That's money. And yeah, Luna's right, you can hurt the bunnies if you want. You can be a total ass and kill them. I'm gonna need to build some stuff, though, to get started here. So, since we're already right next to this thing, I'm gonna clear out some space here. And yes, yes, plant fibers. The matter manipulator is slow and extremely weak early on, but you can upgrade it. And of course, we need to construct an inventor's table, so we need timber, 12 timber. So let's craft 3 of these. It'll give us 5 each, so we do that, and then we craft an inventor's table. Cool. Now that goes straight into our... Nope, wrong button. That goes straight into our inventory. And this is gear. These are blocks for building. This is actual furniture, which is where our inventor's table is. These are crafting supplies. And this is food and such like. So we're going to plop our inventor's table down. And you see, with the inventor's table, we can build all of these things. And this is stuff we want to build. But we need more things to do it. So for right now, we're going to continue exploring. Oh, and while I'm at it, I might as well replant those trees. I mean, you know, no sense in not doing that, right? I can't remember the exact rule for trees. There's a certain... You have to be a certain distance from other objects, and they have to have a certain amount of space. I hope those are fine. If they're fine, then they'll grow into trees, and we will be able to harvest them again. And if not, they'll just stay like that forever, and we can just suck them back up. So... beginnings of the game here are going to be really slow. So bear with me. Oh, we got some treated wood. How fancy. Yep. And it's saying there's an energy source. The energy source, you can see the arrow in my upper right. It's pointing me right back to that big pedestal. I might as well just head over there. As the sale mentioned, we don't have anything better to do. Now this is a randomized monster. Ah. Some of the monsters that you find in Starbound are going to be custom, like those pop tops that we killed earlier. But that thing is a random one, and there's no predicting what the random ones will look like. All right. Blah blah blah. Yep, archaic energy radio source, and there's plot stuff. All right, so we need core fragments to power this thing up. And core fragments appear naturally, and they're close. They're most often found near the planet's center. I'm gonna take a quick nap because that fire from that guy messed me up a little bit. You die super easy at the beginning of the game. There is, of course, the option that you can, instead of going to the center of the Earth, there is a mine nearby, as Luna pointed out, and you can get core fragments there. You'll get enough from that to power up this gateway, so I usually do that. Also, while it's not as pronounced as in Terraria, you do get more enemy spawns at night. In Terraria, it's pretty much a zombie nightmare every time night happens. Trees are not growing super fast. That's okay. These lone tombstones here, which I will take just because, you know, I'm grave robbing anyway. Okay, there we go. An iron chest that had some iron ore. And this guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he's annoying. So I had to kill him. Here's another randomized creature. This one's friendly to us. It's not going to attack us, so I'm not going to bother it. We need more iron ore, though. That's important. So we're going to go dig down a little bit. Now, when you're close to the surface, you can usually just dig up the background, and it'll create enough of a window that you'll get some light. I actually want to collect this stuff, too. And I see some copper ore up there. Yes, Luna is correct. There is a double jump, and it is doof. I'm lucky that that didn't kill me. I might be on a low-gravity planet. I have a mod. Normally, every planet has roughly the same gravity, but that didn't always used to be the case, and I have a mod that puts back the random gravity shenanigans. Alright, let's make this a little easier on me. So, this stuff right here is copper. Oh, it's raining. Starbound is such a chill experience overall. Like, I enjoy the heck out of just exploring these planets. We're gonna dig a little. So, back in the day, I didn't start playing this right away. I wasn't a Kickstarter backer or anything like that. I came in one of the betas, one of the koala betas, which all of the beta builds of this game were named after animals. There were like penguins, and then koalas, and then finally giraffes or something like that. But I came along somewhat late in the development. And even still, like, so many features just got changed. Like, I really miss, Oh yeah, Luna brings up a really good point. Ty is the name of the lead dev on this game, and the name of almost all of the problems that this game has. And he had this crazy idea that what people wanted out of Starbound was hardcore combat. And he really thought that the combat in this game was like he said that at one point that the further they go in development, the more combat in this game starts to look like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Which is, like, ridiculous if you've ever played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. The combat in this game is nothing like that. This game, it's pretty much just flail around and hope you hit something. It's ridiculous, and a lot of the gameplay decisions came from that idea that this was supposed to be hardcore. And that's not really what I think people wanted out of this. Hey, a stool. If we wanted to, we could take all of this. All of this can be dug up, and we can just take it for ourselves. But I'm not going to do that. Here's some iron ore. And there's trouble. Yep, he's noticed me. Okay, that's my alt fire for this sword. All of the two-handed weapons have an alt fire. There might not be anything underneath that. I do have some additional mods that add more critters and stuff too, so... Oof, more iron. Now, one of the problems that I'm going to run into here is I need mud. I actually need mud to make a smelter. And without a smelter, this ore is just rocks. So... Oh, wait. I think this is mud. Yeah, this is mud. Okay, never mind. I just randomly ran into it 2 seconds after I started talking about it. Well, I usually like to keep all of my stuff on me at all times, just so, because I tend to just build wherever. So, what do I need for the furnace? I just need a campfire, and I've got it. And I can build a campfire just like that. So now we can build a primitive furnace. And we will drop that primitive furnace down. And you see here, we can make copper. I have a mod that removes the crafting time on these, because it makes you sit here and wait for each one of these things to be crafted, each individual piece, and it's really annoying. So, there we go. Now I have some iron bars and some copper bars. So what can we make with that? Well, we need a lot more to make an anvil. And that should be one of our first things. Oh, but a wooden workbench would be nice too. And the foraging table. So let's go ahead and... I don't think I need 95. Let's just do 25. And yeah, let's craft that. and that. For the spinning wheel, oh, we just need more timber again. We need 40, so let's make 40. Okay. So now all we need is some more iron, and I'll have to make more timber, but what you get out of these, each one of these workstations does different stuff. The foraging table, it allows us to build a hoe, which we can use to grow crops with, and we can build a watering can, so we can actually start planting crops relatively soon. More importantly, it lets you craft these. You can get a bow too. I have terrible luck with the bows. I'm awful at hitting anything with them. And the bug net and the fishing rod are decent, but what I really want is hunting spears. So we need a lot of cobblestone and 3 wooden logs each for 5 spears. Let's give us 5 of these, and let's go ahead there. Oh, and it looks like we picked up a different weapon. So that's 10, and that's 7. My damage display is a little messed up because of one of the mods I have isn't optimized for the latest build of the game. So, hey, Aceladros. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hey, welcome to the stream. So that's what the foraging table will get us. The workbench will get us all kinds of furniture and stuff. Oh, good to hear it. Hope you're doing well, Aceladros. We're just dicking around in Starbound, and I'm showing people some of the very, very basics of the game here.
It's a good game. You should get.
And the spinning wheel allows us to make cotton, wool, string, and woven fabric, which we will need for later on. The teddy bear we will also want to build eventually for reasons that I will show you later on. But for right now, the big thing is we need iron. We need more iron ore. And these little white things are meant to be little like supply caches from the Protectorate, which is the organization we're supposed to belong to if we do the vanilla start. I, of course, used an alternate start mod. I'm doing really good, Acela. I hope your night is doing well as well. Let's get some more copper. One thing about oh, and these are big supply caches down here. One thing about Starbound as opposed to Terraria, you rarely need to go down into a planet's surface. You can pretty much just cruise along on the surface level and find everything that you need. So
at least until later.
These big supply caches, they will give you random stuff. In this case, the bonus I got was that it turned everything around it to copper, which is not terrible, but it's not the best thing that we could have gotten. But they're not always beneficial, for reasons that I can't even begin to imagine. I'm sure Ty thought it was very clever to have them sometimes be full of poison. Or explode. There are questionable design decisions in this game, but I do still love it. It's you know, warts and all. It's a lot of fun. Oh, a potato. And And this random space monkey is going to give me problems. Ow. And he set me on fire. And there's a bird of some sort. You know, I think I would like to avoid you, space monkey. Let's just, So there's a tip for everyone. Avoid the space monkeys. Yeah, they don't breathe fire, by the way, in, and yeah, I totally agree, Acela. I keep ragging on this game, but I feel like with better direction, better people at the helm, it could have been a fantastic game. But I do feel that it is a good game, and it's like I've logged hundreds of hours on it. So I mean,
yeah, especially when you build the sea lab.
Yeah, I've built ridiculous planet-wide colonies and stuff. So I you know, if I harsh on this game a little bit, it comes from a place, a genuine place of love and respect. I like the game. I feel like it could have been better, but I do like what it is. And what it is I mean, like, this is it really is Terraria, but it's in space and it's infinite. I mean, you can go to any planet you want and do whatever. Yeah, and yeah, that's the story everybody has really with this game, Acela, is that, like, you know, everybody's like, well, you know, it could have been better, but I've played it for hundreds of hours, and I really do appreciate what the devs have built. I just wish that like some of the little things, like, oh, hold on. Actually, I'm going to show you how the hunting spears work here. Well, that's how they work, is I aim at something and then I miss because I'm terrible at it. Okay, there we go. Yep. The spears and the bow actually increase your chance of getting drops from enemies for some reason. So they're useful to use, especially since now there's collectibles that are super rare. I mean, like you might not find them at all in an entire playthrough rare. They have very low drop rates. Ah! There. Oh, I'm actually missing a couple of the achievements, and I'm not sure, like, which ones I'm missing or how to get them. I know that some of them are now impossible unless you use admin commands, because, for instance, one of them is oh yes, absolutely, Luna. I have a mod that makes bosses drop their loot drops 100% of the time, so we will definitely see every boss's loot drop in this game when I get around to it. Hey, there's a bar. But yeah, like, the bosses with sub 1% loot drop rates, I mean,
No point.
Come on, guys. Like, that's a little ridiculous, don't you think? There. A cute little pagoda thing. And onward and upward here. The game has gotten a lot better since its official launch. Back in the day, it was pretty rough when it first came out. in answer to the unachievable achievements, Luna, one of the achievements is called Too Heavy to Kick, and it is for killing a robot chicken. Well, that achievement only works on a certain type of robot chicken. Because there are 2 types in the game, and they are identical in appearance. One of them is meant for friendly glitch villages, and one of them is meant for glitch dungeons. And the one that's meant for glitch dungeons is the one you're supposed to be able to kill.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have just found where the old mine is. Let's look at all this stuff. Yeah, I'll take that. Probably should grab a nap. But the Too Heavy to Kick achievement is actually not possible anymore because the type of robot chicken that you can kill no longer spawns. Oh, I agree 100%, Acela. And it's sad that this is more or less abandoned. I haven't seen any activity out of the dev team on this in ages. In fact, just this week, I just ran out to check the staff blog for the official blog for Starbound, just to see if I had missed any updates or anything. And it hasn't been updated since 2020. Like they just aren't updating their blog at all, which is a shame, because it basically means that they're not planning on doing anything more with this. I think. I need one more iron. I don't want to go into the mines here until I have better equipment. The flashlight is kind of useful and interesting. You can actually use it and it helps. There we go, some raw steak. So this is something I haven't shown anybody yet. Let's get ourselves a campfire. Slap down a campfire. Bam, you can cook some of the things that you can pick up. So let's go ahead, cook us a steak. So now we've got a steak, and if we want to, we can eat that steak, and it will give us health. On survival difficulty and higher, it'll you'll actually have to stay fed. It's not a huge deal, honestly, but yeah, I agree, Acela. Like, and I guess I'm not sure of what the publisher issue you're referring to. I guess because I hadn't heard anything about the dev team for this disbanding. Alls I know is that Ty has made a lot of really stupid claims about this game. Oh. He's angry. Do not shoot fire at me. Whatever.
What is that thing you left behind?
That's a flower.
Oh. It looked like a piece of leather.
No, it's a flower. Oh, hey. So we're wandering into another part of the planet, and the trees have actually changed. I actually kind of like these. So I'm going to get a couple of saplings of these trees and maybe grow them on another planet or something. Because that's the thing you can do in this game. Any of these trees you can chop down, and if they give you a sapling, you can replant it. Well, it doesn't have to be replanted on the same planet. And that's a butterfly or a moth or something. I think that particular one is one that's added in a mod, but you can catch those with a bug catching net, but I don't have a bug catching net, so I will eventually have them. But these weird objects right here are seedlings. Or saplings, rather. We're just gonna keep... Oh, yeah, I totally would believe that they're just not paying the dev team anything. You know, they don't even, they haven't even been giving updates on the Xbox port anymore, and the Xbox port is not even being handled by their own dev team. It's being handled by an external one, and they're not even updating us on that, so, oh, crap. Okay, that turned out okay. So I am pretty sure that they just do not care at all. And I'm realizing now that I have enough iron to make that anvil, I'm realizing now that I probably should have dropped a flag for a fast travel point to that mine. Okay. So I just need 3 things of timber and I should be good to go. Now that's just to make the anvil itself. The anvil is a crafting station, so, like, you know, you use it to craft things. I'm going to make this a little bigger so that I can demonstrate. And I don't have any of the stuff. This stuff that requires tungsten, we're going to have to wait until we get off planet for that, because we can't find tungsten on this planet. But, actually, I think I already have 2 of those. I have the deputy's vests and the deputy's slacks, so I really just need the deputy's hat. I need 2 iron bars and 5 woven fabric. Okay. Oh, actually, I wanted to look at some other stuff on there. So, we can also make weapons. As a Nova kid, we only get guns on our crafting thing, and guns are bad at this level. Bombs we're not going to need for a while. This, however, we will, and we need tungsten and glass to make it. And then this is just to make pickaxes, which I think is a mod added option. This right here, once we can make this, it will allow us to breathe in outer space and vacuum and stuff. And that'll be handy, because not all the planets have atmosphere. Okay. Some tasty coffee. Some tasty monster. And I don't see any iron. And I really, really wish that I had some of my... Oh, dear. Well, time to dig. You will sometimes encounter stuff like this. Giant pits and cliffs. And hold on 1 second here. What do you...
Much appreciated.
My wife is being a girl and she can't open her lipstick.
Nail polish.
Nail polish. Nail polish, lipstick. I mean, you know, like I know the difference. I really wish that I had some of my enhanced movement stuff. More bugs. Some mushrooms. I wonder if you can Those are definitely mod added. But yes, you get mushrooms from them. And then a sheer cliff face going up. Sigh. Okay. Let's go here, guys. When you get the upgraded matter manipulator, I'll show you here. If you get these manipulator modules, you can increase the power and the range and the speed, and like at a high level, this thing just cuts through stuff like butter. But I'm stuck here with the worst version of it, and it's going to be slow going. The good news is that we should find several manipulator modules in that mine when I finally feel brave enough to do that. We're also digging through cobblestone right now, which is a hard substance, and it requires a little bit more manipulating. Come on, come on, come on. Oof. And you think this is rough, wait until we get to the core of the planet. If we ever bother to go. I might take you there at some point just to show you what the core is like. But you should get enough core fragments just from the mine. The only thing is that like we also need silver and gold, though. For reasons.
To decorate a Christmas tree.
I wish. No, it's to upgrade our movement so that, you know, I don't feel like I'm constantly flaunting death with every jump.
So you don't feel like a mind walking into the wind?
Yes. Oh, usually these planets are not this hilly unless they have the alpine region in them. But I guess we just got unlucky. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, that's gonna definitely be a thing for us here, Acellus, if we ever get out of this planet. I just need like 2 more iron bars, and then to backtrack until I find that mine again because I was stupid and didn't bookmark it. Bookmark important things with flags, people. I'm not playing with my wife, but she's in the room with me, watching me, judging me.
Silently.
That's usually the case. We have a 2-player Tuesday on the second Tuesday of every month, and on Wednesdays we do a stream together called Never Been Played, where I make her play games that she's never played, and she hates me for it.
And I make you play games that you've never played, and you whined entirely too much.
Hey, I mean, you made me play Pac-Man 2. Like, that should be against the Geneva Conventions. I mirrored all this stuff to my YouTube, by the way, which should be linked from my Twitch, so, you know, if anybody's interested and hasn't checked it out, like, you can see all of that nonsense.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Good-natured ribbing.
It's not good-natured. I'm genuinely an asshole.
The shroom people.
Yep, this is a mushroom biome. Okay, that's a core fragment. We need a lot of those. And that's a tech card. We will need those eventually.
You're just robbing these people?
Heck yeah, I'm robbing these people. What have they ever done for me? In the beta build of the game, it was kind of rumored and hinted at that these mushroom people were going to be some kind of like serious menace, like secretly. And nothing ever came of that, and it just turned out to be something that the devs either abandoned the idea of or never really intended to, and it was just a troll. They used to attack you. I do remember that, Luna. Like, if you stuck around their territory for too long, they would get angry with you, especially if you stole stuff from them. Now they just kind of sit there and let you take it all. Ah, what kind of hellbeast are you? Ah, poisonous one. 2 different unique attacks? Come on. Okay, but it dropped ribs. The ribs are rare, so I'm over it. I'm good with them. Yeah, they'll do that in towns too. Like, town people are really stupid in this game, and if you put something that you own in a container that an NPC owns, and then take that same thing back out again, they will think that you stole something. Ugh. Well, I guess I'll grab more copper while I'm here. Yeah, they will do that, and that's kind of silly and stupid. But hey, at least the Avians had villages right from the start. Nova Kids didn't get villages until, like, I think it was, like, the 3rd build of the game. The 3rd big patch. Okay, 2 things. Not that. First of all, give me lots more of those. Second of all, I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, that happens, and it's funny because, like, Luna's talking about when wooden buildings spawn on, like, lava planets, and they've decided, for some reason, that Glitch should spawn primarily on lava planets, and Glitch, as I mentioned earlier, are stuck in a simulation of medieval times. So the Glitch villages are made of wood and stuff. And the obvious happens. These are platforms right here, not floors, and you can actually drop down in them. And hey, there's the oxygen meter that you'll never see in the game. And we have entirely looped the planet because here is that pedestal again. Okay. This guy... There. You only need the last hit with the spear to get the increased spawn rate, so... Alright. I still have not found enough iron to make my hat. but I'm just going to suck it up. And I'm going to go into that mine as soon as I find it again. Dear Diary, circled the planet twice today. Got harassed by monkeys that breathe fire. It's cool that I have such terrible aim. Okay. This item that I'm wearing, the like lantern on a... Oh, hey. So one of my mods adds rare variants. I'm doing a lot of retreating here, not a lot of killing. There. Whew. Okay. So yeah, those are rare variant. That was a rare variant of the gloop, and eventually I'm going to want to capture one because there's a Pokemon type capture thing you can do too, which is sadly incredibly half-assed. The monsters that you can catch are not worth it. This is recharged. Okay, so earlier I mentioned that not always those things aren't always useful. There we got one that was filled with fire. Why was it filled with fire? I don't know. It's supposed to be something that the Terran Protectorate sent to help me. I guess that they felt that I was cold. So we'll take another nap here. I do have healing items, but I don't want to use them because I'm stingy as hell. This is how I play, like, all my games. Like, I'll be in Diablo and I'll have, like, 100 healing potions and something is, like, hitting me and it's like, oh, well, I mean, I don't want to spend a healing potion on that. Like, what if I need it later?
Meanwhile, you know, he's fighting Diablo.
Yeah, I'm fighting the final boss. Yay. A whiff so amazing that it missed both of them. What's really cool is that, you know, monsters spawn every 10 feet. And I've tried, like, if you get a bad spawn, like, early on where there's, like, a lot of monsters around you, and you try to run away from them, like, it will absolutely make the situation worse. Ah, yes, the old, like, 15-minute adventuring day from D&D. How I know it so well. Oh. I love D&D, but D&D is stupid. Like,
But we play it so much.
I do. Alright, let's go ahead and we will call this mine. Because I don't believe in... Oh, well, I don't want to use my rope. Rope can be used to climb up stuff, and it's really kind of useful in Terraria, but not so much here. That's just an alt color variant of that guy. And that's what their actual color is supposed to be. They're not supposed to be green like the last one was. Ah. Don't stop that. Well, you missed me. Yeah. That's what you get. I'm extremely confident after I've killed them. And a cowardly idiot until that point. Okay. So that's interesting. Let's take a look at that gun. It is a pistol. Does fairly low damage. I don't think it's worth it. Ah, there. That area right there, I'm going to do later. I'm going to come back and do that. One thing that I really miss about the old version of this game is that, like, when I started playing it, there was a very robust tutorial mission that, like, as soon as you started in the game, it was like, oh, hey, you need to craft something, so press your C button to open up your crafting menu. And, like, you know, this is how you farm and stuff. And, like, coming from Terraria, where none of that was explained, I don't know if that's changed.
It's been ages since we played
Yeah.
Terraria.
But, like, none of that was explained in Terraria, and it was like, wow, that's actually really nice and helpful, and I like that a lot. And then they got rid of that. What am I looking for here? Well, first of all, I want that. Yeah, give me some iron. And I'll do some copper, too. I will eventually need some volatile powder, but I don't need any right at the moment. And then I need some woven fabric, I believe. That's like 5. I don't actually remember how much I need. This. Alright. Deputy's hat. Finally. And it does have the cosmetic slots for your equipment. I'm going to take the protectorate flower off because, you know, I'm a cool cowboy. So the next thing we really need is this breathing EPP. But we need tungsten for that. Alright. I guess let's go down first. Ah. Stop it. Yep, that's great. Perfect aim. Ah, there. Jesus. I'm a terrible shot with those spears. But they do a lot of damage for this level of the game, which is why I like them. And for me, they're more functional than the... Ah, this is bad, this is bad. Okay, you got one shot left here, buddy. Well, you made it count. Ah, crap. Do I have too much inventory for food? There. Okay. There. Okay. Now, what the heck was I doing? Oh, hey, a guitar. That's cool. Food will give you a lasting buff that restores health. Oh, and another flashlight. That's redundant. That is a lot of things. Okay. This is a little thing of copper ore. And let's see. I think I'm just going to dig right through here. I will eventually get up there to where Big Mama Pop Top is, but... Aww. But first, a manipulator module, finally. We need a bunch of those. There's another one. How many core fragments am I up to? 13. I think you need 20. So, still got a little ways to go. Alright, I get some space. Pickaxe. Could be handy. Oh, bunch of crap. That's cool. Pixels. Pixels. Tents that we don't need. Alright. I'm trying to mess around with my inventory. Bat, go away. There's some gold ore, that's nice. I will need that. Silt, like what we're seeing right here, has some weird properties, as you probably have noticed. It kind of, when jostled, it just kind of drops. Come on, take off. Okay. I guess that's the entirety of the mines, except for... Yes, Luna, and actually, it used to be, I think called like loose sand or dry sand or something like that, and not silt. Ooh, and we got an off-color Mama Pop Top. There. Alright. I've definitely got enough core fragments now because it's pointing me to go back to the gate. I think you're right, Luna. I think that it was at some point where they got rid of one of the recipes that was using it that happened. Where did my... There's my focus. Alright. Let's real quickly... Okay, I need 2 more gold. And 6 more silver. There. There's a Manipulator module component, which I think is mod added, that lets you construct manipulator modules. Speaking of which, we've got 4 of them. I think we need quite a few to get any of the good effects. Yeah. We could engage the ability to take liquid, but right at the moment we don't need it. And increased range. I have not tried Beta Bound. I have not actually heard of Beta Bound. So that is a lot of bats. Okay, that problem is solved. Oh wait. Another manipulator module, more spears, which I could start equipping again. Yeah, the old plot line just seems to have been more interesting. Like the whole thing with the Irkius horror. Like people were thinking that was going to be related to the main quest, like, and it turned out that it wasn't, and that whole thing was just a waste of everybody's time.
I won't rest until we have Starbound down.
Yes, I really wish that we could get a mashup of Starbound and Stardew Valley. I think that would be really cool. But I am not the coder to do that. Oh.
Travel from planet to planet to plant crops.
Yes. That's pretty much what you do in Starbound anyway, so...
That's what I do, that's not what you do.
No, I build ridiculous...
You build ridiculous sea labs that go straight to the sky.
Yeah, from the bottom of the ocean. There. I cannot tell what in here, if anything, I'm supposed to get to. I don't know if this passage continues or... Well, I guess that answers that. Hey, look, fossils. That is a thing that was added very late. Oh, lots of silver. And I think a gnome village I saw. So this is one of the unique biomes that you can get underground. They don't appear on the surface ever, which means that nobody ever sees them because there's no reason to go underground in most of Starbound. And that's the gnome village down here. They're pretty cool. They don't really do anything. It's just a village of tiny, tiny buildings and stuff. Okay, silver is taken care of. I still need more gold, though. And if you smash this stuff, which I'm going to do just because, you can sometimes get gnome balls, which are throwable objects.
That's such a perverted thing.
And go down here a little bit. I'm going to try not to destroy these places. Oh, there's a robot. More iron, but I think I'm actually good on iron at the moment. Another robot. I'm going to try to run away from him. Can't get over that. So we'll go down here and hope I don't die. There. Okay. We are down pretty deep now. That's okay, because gold is usually found very deep. And I'm going to take a nap. So, the gameplay is really going to open up for us after I beat the first mission. But it does take a while to get there, so, you know, patience. Ooh, some kind of ancient ruins down here. Oh, you are kidding me. He zapped me until I died. So that's what happens when you die. Each race has a unique respawn animation. This is okay though, because it gives us a chance. I can put that in my storage. I'll put the bass guitar in the storage. And like some of this food, I don't need this many potatoes, this many turkeys. Let's get all that stuff into storage for right now. And, oh, there we go. Ball of gnomes. We got 2 of them. So
you're gonna juggle some gnome balls?
Rempe Majoris 1. Oh, sorry, 1 alpha. I'm going to actually try. Yeah, I had a food stacking mod, Luna, and I think whatever the latest build of the game was broke it, and I haven't really been back to Starbound in a while, so I just haven't found a better mod for it yet. But yeah, I hate that food used to stack and it doesn't anymore because they wanted food to decay over time, and I've cut that out on my game. If you watch any of the I would appreciate that if you don't mind, Luna. If you watch any of the stuff when I put it into storage and stuff, it'll always say that it should stay fresh for a while or whatever the freshness seal thing is on it for stuff that's not rotten. And it'll just stay that way. Because I really find the rotting food to be annoying. Especially because food ends up taking up so much of your inventory. Okay, come on. There we go. This, while we're talking about how the game used to be, this lantern stick, I think I started saying something about this. This lantern stick used to be hot shit. Like, this used to be one of the best items you could get. Or at least, like, it was like the base model of it, and then you could get better versions as you went. Up to, like, a halogen light that, like, just illuminated everything super brightly. But, they made it, in the beta version of the game, when you have to go to when you go to another planet or something, like, that was just a part of your character that you unlocked. Like, you unlocked, I think they called it like a cybernetic upgrade or something like that, that basically made it so that you don't have to breathe. And that was just a part of you. And now you have to use an EPP to do the same thing. And the EPP uses an inventory slot, and it uses the same inventory slot that the backlight does, so now you can't really wear the backlight. But then they added augments, which theoretically do the same thing, except that you can only have one augment, unless you're cheating like I am. I've got a mod that lets you have multiple augments, because, like, just one augment, you're going to use whatever is the best augment, which I can't remember which one is the most useful off the top of my head, because I used so many. I think it's light, actually, because otherwise you got to plant torches everywhere, and it's a drag. But there's some really fun augments, like, I'm fond of the gravity augment a lot, because it makes your jumps really floaty and you can survive falls really well. And combined with the tech that makes you jump multiple times, like... Okay. Now, technically, we can just go and open that gate. By the way, I'm delaying.
Coward?
I need gold for reasons. And quite often underground, you'll run into stuff like this. It's just like random buildings. That's not particularly helpful to me at the moment. Ah, okay. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, Luna, that, like, I think that, like, the one thing that the game designers absolutely aced was the music. Like, I cannot say enough good things about the soundtrack of this game. Come on! I would really love if somebody could do that, or make a sequel, like a Starbound 2 would be fine. Like, I don't see it happening, unfortunately, but fortunately, the game is super moddable, like, has been right out of the gate. Come on. There we go. Alright, that should be enough gold now. And I'm being attacked by a snail.
All those gross spitting snails?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate those.
Okay. And that is an eyeball slime. Okay. I'm going to take a nap again, because it's starting to get a little weak. I gotta clear some area out, so I can do that. You know, just camping at the bottom of the planet, as you do.
When you camp in a cave, you have no idea what sunrise is.
That's true. And when you fall into a bottomless pit, die of starvation. Just waiting for that health to refill. Okay, that's good enough. And here we are at the core. In case you were wondering what the core of the planet looks like, it looks like this.
It looks hot.
Yes, but I don't remember. I don't recommend banging it. There's some diamond that used to be really important. You used to need diamond for something. I don't remember. Might have had to do with fixing up your ship or something.
That had to do with some quest thing.
But
well, it's kind of the same thing, really.
Yeah. It's no longer important, though. Diamonds are just there. They're worth a lot if you sell them.
These you need.
And lots of core fragments. So if you didn't find them by now, this would be a good place to get it. Oh, is that what it was, Luna? I legit... Are they used to make it? I guess they would be. I'll be honest. I usually just admin spawn in my teleporters, along with almost everything else that I use to build bases, because I can't be bothered to mine out the kinds of resources that it would take to make the kinds of bases that I make.
Oh my god! One look at his sea lab going straight from the bottom of the ocean straight up to the sky is insane.
I'm not kidding. I once did have a colony where there was continuous construction from the core of the planet all the way into the part of the sky where like the asteroids start spawning, which is very high up. Because you can actually do that in this game. You can go all the way up to asteroids from the surface of the planet. But this
It's fun. Would recommend.
Yeah, this right here. This is the core. There's nothing else to do here. I'm gonna beam up, and let's go ahead. Make the stuff we need to make. Okay. So that should give us 10 gold bars. Yes, 10 gold bars. And do we want to put anything in storage?
about your gnome balls?
I'm gonna grab these. I guess I could put the gnome balls in storage. They don't really. They're like all they are is just like attack fodder. You throw them at people.
Yeah, but you see now when somebody like wants to come over, you be like, "Hey, I got a pair of gnome balls."
Yeah.
And they'll just feel like you're a weirdo. It's like, no, seriously, they're in my closet. Check it out. I got some gnome balls.
Okay. So, yes, activate. Alright, so message is coming through. By the way, I hope you guys appreciate this. I deleted my universe file for this. Because for reasons that I can't even begin to understand, the status of the Outpost is linked to the computer that you're running it on and not to the character. So if I created another character after unlocking everything at the Outpost, everything will still be unlocked, which I'll explain what that means in a minute. This is the Outpost. This is my more normal jump. If you go over here, there's a sheer cliff. Don't go over there until later. We're going to go this way. And we're going to hop because I'm the sort of impatient person that can't help but hop. Oh, he's a doggo.
And a quickie mark.
Infinity Express, you can sell stuff and you can buy some, like, basic survival shit. I'm going to sell my pickaxes. I never use them. I probably should. And I'm going to sell that flashlight because I don't need it. I'm going to keep the rest of it. This right here, do not sell that. Ever. Keep it for the rest of your game. You will need it later on.
What?
The broadsword.
Oh, yeah.
So you can see that everything here is closed. We're going to open everything up in a couple minutes. But, no, I didn't mean to hit that. First, we got to talk to this person here. She wants 10 copper bars. Well, I have 10 copper bars. So now, she's going to send us to dash training. So this is what I wanted the silver and gold for, was for these techs. And for some reason, this is the hardest one for me. And I think part of that is the fact that
Our keyboard is kind of on the older side.
no, it's that I kept dashing through that one door and I didn't need to. The timing on this is super tight. Because, you know, that's how players want it, is they want the difficulty. You gotta hit that button and then get through without getting hit by those beams, or they will slow you down to the point where you can't get there in time. So there. Annoying dash training is done. Which means we now can do the dash. Now we're going to do the pulse jump. Pulse jump is fantastic. I love the pulse jump. I always want to have pulse jump. It sucks when you don't. It's just a double jump.
But great if you're falling off a cliff.
Yeah. It's just, you get so much more maneuverability out of yourself with, peas. You just get so much more maneuverability with the pulse jump. And we'll turn that in. Now we got the pulse jump. And then for 10 gold bars, she'll give us Distortion Sphere, which is to say Morph Ball. And this uses up a ton of energy for reasons that I can't even begin to imagine. So you gotta kind of space out your uses of it. Like, it only uses energy to go into it. Like, once you're in it, it doesn't use anything. And I don't know why it uses energy. Like, I can't imagine a single gameplay reason for that to be the case. There we go. Easiest training.
Oh, like the dash fruit in Skyward Sword.
Oh yeah.
You have a stamina bar for running.
Oh,
Why? We don't freaking know.
I remember that Skyward Sword's stupid dash thing that they seem to have added only because stamina things were a thing in video games at the time. So with tech cards, we only have 2. We need 8. With tech cards, you can unlock additional techs. They all cost 8. Most of them are useless. Some of them are extremely useful. And this guy needs a new teddy bear. So we're going to have to make a teddy bear.
Aww.
And I don't think that guy will give us a mission yet. But we're going to go this way. And I don't think you have to register that. Continuing to hop like an idiot.
Just telling you the story.
And then we got plot. By the way, you're really going to like to have that door closed behind her. As soon as it opens, your frame rate is going to go right into the gutter for the rest of the game. And as I mentioned, the status of the outpost depends on the status of the PC, not the character. So once anyone opens it, every character from then on out that you play, unless you delete your universe, is going to have to deal with the terrible frame rate in this area. She's babbling about something plot-related. Basically, this Lego man saved the universe, and the bad thing that he saved it from came back. There. I told you what the plot is in like 2 seconds, and she's still yammering.
You see, now to make it interesting, you have to give her the voice of the
It fought to blot out all life. The cultivator rose against the ruin. Yuck. Yeah, yeah, it really is, Luna. And that's actually what's holding up the Xbox version of the game, which was a Kickstarter stretch goal that they were supposed to release, was ported to Xbox, and they haven't gotten that down yet because the game is so poorly optimized that local multiplayer on the Xbox just tanks the frame rate. So they're still working on that. And they're not even working on it because they farmed that out to a third party. And from what I understand, they're basically remaking the game from the ground up to be, like, you know, sort of optimized. I love these plots that are like, you know, we have this terrible evil thing that's sealed away, but now we have to collect all these things that are keeping it sealed away and, like, bring it to one place so that it can destroy those things. Okay. So now we gotta go talk to Penguin Pete at the Outpost. Just a cowboy with a lantern on his back, on a stick. As you do. And just kind of skipping along. Today's episode of Starbound is brought to you by Zaboomafoo. Okay. So, he gives us our first mission. And we have to do this mission in order to progress. And this guy's going to give us another mission. But we're not going to do that. Because Dreadwing will absolutely destroy us at this point in the game. I don't know why they even let you fight him at this point, because in the beta he was the second boss after this first mission, and he was tough even back then. So, anyway, we're gonna go. And we're going to go to the missions. And we're going to go to the Irkius mining facility. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Irkius, or something. Anyway, so this is basically a boss mission. And I'm going to fiddle with all the computers. Because I can. You also want to check all of these shelving units. Sometimes they have good junk in them. For instance, this right here will teach you how to make these lockers. There's a teleporter core. This mission sucks, by the way. I'm gonna just use my use the bathroom for a minute. It's possible to do that. I think also that he's been toned down a little bit, but yeah, Dreadwing is still like. I usually like to over level before fighting him because he's kind of a pain. This mission sucks though because it's impossible to get better gear than what I've got. I mean, reliably. Like, you can hope for a random drop of something that's above what your level is supposed to be. But that's really not super likely to happen. Can't go that way. We will eventually be on. See, these monsters are really tough. Also, they're goofy as shit. And when you're in the mining facility here, was he originally the first boss, Luna? When I joined when I got the beta, this was still the first mission, but Dreadwing was the second boss. There. Now people will know to be careful. Safety first. This is not a great weapon, by the way, but like I said, you can't... Oof. I died. So you can skip that. I can go back in there and try again. But all the other missions, except for the last one, you can over-level. You can go to, like, another planet and get better gear, and you'll be better suited to fighting it, and, like, you'll be above the recommended level. You can't do that with this one. It's just straight up either fight him at the level you're at, or no. Oh, that's nice. It was horrible is a pretty good description of a lot of the stuff that happened during the development of this game. The main problem with this mission is that these monsters are too tough for your level. Like, you can't kill them easily. And it's your very first boss mission. And I know that I know for a fact that a lot of people got stuck near the end because it's a puzzle boss. In this mission, pretty much only. But yeah, they hit like a truck, and there's so many of them, and they shoot so far. Ugh, jeez. That's some frame rate right there. Okay. That's entirely believable, Acelius. And I had a friend who needed me to beat the boss for the first time or 2 or 3 because they kept getting hit by the thing while they're trying to dodge it, and the boss only needs to hit you like twice and you die. There's 2 paths here. I don't know why they do branching paths in these missions. Oh, shit. That was bad. Okay. I recovered. Here's our first codex entry. I'm not going to read that because I'm being attacked by monsters. Or will be soon. But it did also give us astronaut boots. So that's cool. Ugh. There. Yeah, once you get it down, like, the boss is actually like a cakewalk, because, like I said, it's a puzzle boss. But, it really can be a pain your first couple of times. And I really think that for their first boss that players were going to fight, they should have gone with something that's more just a straight up, like, hit it until it dies kind of thing. I think that would have made more sense and been easier on new players. And I really cannot emphasize this enough. Like, these monsters here that I'm fighting need to die faster than they do. Like, I'm having to hit them with a full combo and then, like, another hit or two after. And I really think that, like, if I hit them with a full combo for the first mission, they should die. Like, this is really brutal for new players. And I know that from experience, because I've had trouble with this mission. Okay. Ooh. Secrety stuff, but you can't get it yet. Okay, let's grab all of that. Oh, learn how to craft those bunks. Thank you. Oh yeah! I keep forgetting that rope exists. In fairness, I also forget rope exists in Terraria, so... This just loops us back to the other route. There we go. Looks pretty legit. Space helmet, space boots, and a stick, and okay, let's see if I can actually. You can tell how used to using ropes I am. There. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. All right. There, he kerploded. And I really cannot emphasize enough how all of this, like, all of this has nothing to do with the storyline of the game. This is just, like, a side thing that you have to do. Even though it seems to be incredibly important. Okay, you might remember this place. We're looped back to the beginning. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I do remember the human side of things was all just like aliens. And another codex. Okay. And these guys are an especially big pain in the ass. And unfortunately, that's all we're going to encounter from here on. The nice thing is that this right here is a respawn point. Yeah, they got rid of a lot of stuff seemingly at random. Like, they got rid of the one skeletal bird enemy that used to be in the used to be found in Avian tombs. They got rid of that. My pet theory is that the determining factor for what got kept versus what got lost is did Ty have to pay them royalties? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Is that, like, if Ty was having some kind of a pissing match with the artist, everything that artist created got cut from the game. And it's a shame, because some of the stuff was really cool. Okay, and I forgot to hit the other lever. That's okay. If you hit both of the hidden levers in this level, this opens up and you can get to some secrets and stuff. But it's not good secrets, it's just boring plot secrets. Also, I missed getting the astronaut chess piece. I don't know what happened with that, but... Okay, so this is our first boss, and as mentioned, it's a puzzle boss. You have to go and you have to hit all these buttons. And not get hit by these zappy beams. and then you shoot that. Peas. Really? Thank you. Now he's gonna spawn one of those guys. Yep. Ah. Well, that sucks. Doopy-doopy-doo! Now, if you have a shield here, you can block with the shield and avoid getting killed by those beams. There. There we go. And then we got the 2 rare drops, which is this thing. It's a unique weapon. And this right here, which is an action figure of the Irkius horror. As I mentioned, those have a sub 1% drop rate, so you'll want to
cheat your ass up.
Yeah.
Like this. Otherwise, you're going to come back and keep doing it till you get it.
Yep. And then, for some reason, the backstory on what the heck that thing is located after you defeat it. But whatever. So now we've got the crystal. Blah, 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 blah. Let's go. Okay. And we're going to go to this guy. And he's going to fix our ship.
Oh, he's going to force the penguin.
Yeah. Okay. Now we got to talk to Esther over here, a million miles away. Oh, I did get this space chest. I just wasn't wearing it. But I'm not going to wear any of that stuff. Except for the backpack. The backpack's cool. Alright. So now she enables scan mode, which allows you to scan these things. And you have to specifically scan certain buildings. Each race has different, like, a different voice, as it were. The stuff that they say when you scan different things is different, depending on what race you're playing as. So the stuff in green is important stuff. And then Esther's going to say something about it, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I will do that later. Ouch. Mazebound 64. There's an achievement for beating that game. Which I have done. I'm probably not going to do that tonight. There are other advantages to scanning these things too. Anything that you scan potentially can later be printed when you have the pixel printer. And Terraria Mart is open now, and you know, while I'm here, and I don't really like the yellow stim packs. Those just give you a boost to visibility. And a tech card. That poster is related to the Bounty Hunter update, which was very late in coming. It was the last update they did. And I still have problems with it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Specifically, I have problems with characters not spawning into the right locations and stuff. And quests not updating as they should. You can make signs from this thing, which I've played around like maybe twice with. I'm not a good pixel artist. Okay, this is a mod thing. And Ursa Minor, get it? Ha ha ha. They can sell you ore, but you got to give them. You got to give them a teddy bear. You gotta give them a teddy bear before they'll open up shop. I knew I could get it out if I just kept yammering on like an idiot for like 15 minutes straight. So there. 2 hours into the stream and we're finally ready to actually like leave the planet. Alright, so now we have to find Florin artifacts. That's our next mission. What are we on manipulator modules? We've almost got 12. I guess we might as well wait and get the 3x3 manipulator module thing, or manipulator area thing. I'm going to go ahead and put these away. The capture pods, they're neat, but I don't think terribly useful at this point. Oh, and that broadsword is just going to get lost if I keep it. And I don't need to carry that with me. And so, there. Oops. So this is our ship all fixed up. And now, we don't have fuel for the FTL drive. Also, I forgot to talk to that guy and do the mech mission. So I'll do that at some point. But this is us right here. We're at this moon. But this planet here has tungsten. So we can just go here. And this right here has no atmosphere at all. So we need tungsten to make that breathing EPP. Inferno is that mod place. I'll show you guys this real quick. The idea here, once it loads up, the idea here is that there's all kinds of stuff here for you to scan. Okay, that was weird. There's all kinds of furniture and stuff here for you to scan, and then you can pixel print it. There's some cool stuff here, but, you know, nothing that I need right at the moment. And I'm a long way from having a pixel printer anyway. So instead, let's just go ahead and beam down. And here we are. This is a new planet. And we want to get tungsten. You'll notice that I'm not as floaty, because this planet is bigger. Again, that's a mod thing. That's not something that's in the vanilla game anymore. It used to be. Uh-oh. Okay, it's an elephant gecko. He's very angry with me. Yeah. Okay, I don't know what effect he's got on that lightning bolt thing, but it sucks, because it basically froze me in place and stun locked me. Well, that's the story with mods. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That monster ended up being a little bit tougher than average. So our goal here is to get enough tungsten that we can build that breathing EPP, and then we can really start exploring the galaxy, because we can get the Irkius fuel we need to get our ship going faster than light. But currently we have full reign of this star system. Like, we can go to any planet in this system we want. It may not be smart for us to do so, but we can go wherever we want. I usually like to stick more or less to the surface on planets. This music is making this seem like really epic. Come on! Ugh. Ooh, flowery. And there's cocoa. Oh my. Okay, that wasn't too bad. More cocoa. There's some sugar. Dang. this Healy water? This is Healy water. Okay, cool. Change of plans. I was not going to upgrade the water or the liquid gathering function, but I'm going to grab some healing water. You know, all I can. Come on, chop this down. Yeah, there. Healing water, as the name implies, heals you while you're in it. And it's very nice because the healing from healing water is separate and stacks with the healing from a bed.
Healy water is the best one.
And not only that, if you put a drop of healing water into a pool of regular water, all of that water turns to healing water. And yes, I do sometimes call it healing and sometimes healy, because I am 3. Oh, hey, and there's a little bit of tungsten. And flower blocks. Love flower blocks. They're great for accent pieces. There. The old oxygen meter, which you really gotta wonder why they even bothered, because, like, seriously, the first upgrade you get for your environmental pack makes you not have to worry about oxygen ever again. One of the things I really like is the neat effect where when you're underwater, all the sounds get muted just a little bit. Flower chest. Yes, I will take all of that. And I take the chest too, because as you've probably noticed, back on the ship, we're already starting to run out of storage space. No egg? Birds suck. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. I love the flower biome. It's very chill. The monsters that actually spawn in here aren't hostile unless you attack them first, so... Getting a lot of coffee. Or, sorry, cocoa. Hey, it's Florin... Oh, no, this is not a Florin village. Florin Meat Book. I like this codex, so I will actually bother to read this one to you. Needs 1 fire for cooking, 1 meats. Step 1, put meats on fire. Step 2, take meats off fire, not with hands. 3, eat meats. Tips. Do not eat other Florin if they still alive. Cooking meat is easier, If it isn't, still screaming. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was something that Gordon Ramsay put in his latest book, honestly. What am I doing? I need to scan shit. Sorry, that was a brain fart. I need to actually be scanning these things. The yellow things progress us towards our next mission. And you can see the little yellow bar in the upper right as to how far I've gone. Which is to say, not very far. I really wish I had a better weapon than this. That round-mounted skull is one of the items. Ah. Now it's going to take forever for my health to recover here, but that's why it's useful to have healing water with you, is that whenever you find a random pool of water, you can just drop some healing water in. You only need one unit of it. So anyway, you can see how more and more the combat in this game resembles the combat in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Yes, I'm cheesing the AI. Ah, that's better. Hut, hut, hut. I'm at that weird point in the game where, like, I can't just ignore the fact that I need to breathe, but also I'm using healing water to heal. And the neat thing about this technique is, after you're done healing a bit, you can just grab your water back. Alternate color baddie here. Okay. Anything? Anything? Nope. Okay. Continuing deeper. Ow. That, pretty much your thing, huh? There. Okay. And nothing, not even... Nope. Oh, whatever. Take it. Okay. That's a one-handed. Damage-wise, though, it's kind of close to where we're currently at. Let's try it. Little pistol dagger action. Okay. That doesn't work too badly. Another nap. So yeah, this is kind of how the game goes. Is you hop from planet to planet, and you just kind of always want to be upgrading your gear and stuff. It's a bit of a grind, not gonna lie, but it's fun, and you know, it'll keep me entertained for a few hours at least. And let's go here. The scanning, I'm not fond of. You have to do this for every major plot mission, and it's stupid, and I don't like it. I'm liking the pistol, though. Well, why did you... Never mind. You gonna do something there, buddy, or... Oh, no? Okay. Ah. Trying to run away, it did not work. Oh, whatever. We'll just go the other way. Come on. By the way, can we make any... Oh, we can make at least one. Oh, just one. So that's one more manipulator module than what we had. And, that puts us at 10. So I think from here we'll wait until we get 12 to increase our area of effect. I usually go for area effect and power first because they make the most difference in terms of, like, you know, quality of life. And everything does exactly 17 damage. Ah, never mind, some things do a lot more than that. And I'm out of options. There. It's the one problem with guns is you run out of ammo and then, or you run out of energy rather, and then you're stuck for a minute. Uh-oh. Ugh. Come on, guys. Everything is trying to kill me today. I do think my my sword was a little more effective, but that's okay. I'm enjoying being able to hit things at a distance, so... Ugh, that thing really hits hard when it wants to. What do you got for me? Ah, good. Okay, that's regeneration. And we got an Augment. Well, what is that? Let's see here. Electric Resist Augment. It's not super great. I'll slap it into that. So that'll give us a little bit of resistance to electrical attacks. And again, take the chest with. Really would like some tungsten, if you would be so kind. There. Shanking dudes. That's what Starbound is all about. This looks like a swamp or a jungle. Definitely jungle. So that's cool. Ah, more tungsten. It's just out of reach. Ah, there we go. Tungu stand. I don't know how much I need, but I need some for not just the environmental pack, but also for my next tier of gear. So I'm probably gonna collect a lot. And some coffee. And say hi to the local wildlife. And lure them off a cliff to their death. Or to our death. Ah! Okay, well, let's take a moment. Let's smelt up some tungsten. And let's see, was this, I believe? No. Oh, must have been my anvil. Alright. I need 2 more tungsten, and then I need glass. Glass is easy enough to make. I think you just need sand. And for these, I do actually have enough for the chaps, except for I don't have cotton wool. But I might be able to make cotton wool. I don't know if it's worth diving into that just at the moment, though. A rocket launcher? Well, crap. Why didn't somebody tell me I had a rocket launcher? Heading in this direction again. So, downside of rocket launchers, they use up energy really fast. As you can imagine. Upside is... I guess the upside is that they don't actually do that much more damage. Ah. Why do I keep trying that alt fire?
Because it's pretty.
Okay. It's supposed to be a guided rocket, but it's more like a mortar. Ugh. Hello, bunny rabbit. Alright. I looted every puddle of healing water. That's pretty. These butterflies, it's pretty. Okay. Just another couple hours and we'll be back to where we died. Okay. There we are. Back amid the squalor and decay of this festering pit. I am starting to think that this is not a normal gravity world, but rather a high gravity world.
Oh, is that why you're getting your butt slapped?
It would... I mean, I'm getting my butt kicked because I suck, but if it's a high gravity world, then I take more damage from falling.
Oh, you take more damage for doing something stupid like jumping off the cliff like you do?
Yes.
Did I talk to you about?
I mean, that's one way of doing it, but I prefer the method that is cool. Which is also the method that I'm not doing.
I see.
Let's see if he catches on, folks. He did not catch on. That was a big loss for him. I would be embarrassed if I were his mother. There we go. Another clue. Ooh, that was a big clue. And another gun. What's this? A grenade launcher. Nah. Pass. Yeah. Trying to retreat. I do believe that's all she wrote for this hunting ground. Chat's being awful quiet, so let me know if I'm being boring or something. I'll find something stupidly entertaining to do.
It's almost 10:30.
It is almost time for the stream to end, but it's never too late for me to find something stupid.
Oh, like more Mega Man and base?
Don't threaten me with that. Oh, hello. Bat. Okay. Digging my way out. Ah, there. Free. Oh, no, I did go for that. I got that chest. Are you kidding me? You know, one of the most important things about being able to go anywhere you want is that you can go anywhere you want, including not there. I'm getting tired of falling on my butt. Oh, a dark planet with oceans of starry liquid. That sounds really cool. Unfortunately, it's also highly radioactive, and I can't survive on radioactive planets. Yet. Let's go to Rempe Majoris 3. That one doesn't have... That one does not have tungsten, which I need. Nope, nope. No good there. I might be kind of stuck here. There's only one planet that can get me tungsten. Well, maybe not. Oh, there's a desert. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I actually want to, I want to look at game. Let's go to the desert. We need glass anyway. Get us some delicious cactus. Oh, hey, a store. So you can actually buy upgrades to your equipment. That's good enough. Wow. Well, he killed her. Which worked out for us, because she had tungsten on her. This is definitely a high-gravity planet, I can tell just by the ridiculously short hops I'm making. Ow. Is he shooting eyeballs at me? He is shooting his eyeballs at me. Ugh. That thing had a face like the space goons from Bugs Bunny that Marvin would always create. That was dumb. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did that, but here is an Avian Temple. And because of the weird way that my mods interact, when I'm inside the temple, my jump is normal. I don't need throwing bones. I'm not going to do this dungeon just yet, although it is likely to get us a lot of tungsten. I just want to find something a little more interesting to do. Oh, great. More of these guys. Let's grab some sand, too, while we're at it. Okay, now let's check and see how we're doing on Project Environmental Pack Make. Some more gold, that's always helpful. 6 more tungsten, perfect. And let's make some glass. Oh, we can upgrade this now. I'm not going to do that just yet, but upgrading that will allow us to work with different materials. Hey, we can make this. Now, the bad news is that it goes in the same slot as the lantern stick, so we're going to lose our light. And it also forget what I was about to say. Also the Augment module that we had in there, we're gonna lose because it goes with the. Okay, is there any way for me to view this moon? There. Okay, and it's dark, so I don't even want to go there. Before we end the stream, I'm definitely getting out of this system. So, here's the deal. We're on the moon. No atmosphere, but that doesn't bother us anymore. We want these crystals. And once we get deeper, liquid Irkius. Once you start grabbing these, a ghost spawns and will start attacking you. Interesting note, originally, all of the moons were considered tier 10 planets. The tiers normally don't even go to 10. Tier is how Starbound divvies up its
Loot table.
It's loot table. So like if you're on a tier 10 planet, then you're gonna get loot for like appropriate for somebody who's on a tier 10 world. So like, you know, really powerful stuff. Considering that the highest that it went to prior to that outside of the moon, the highest you could get was a 7.
Here comes Creepy.
Yeah, and I gotta get away from him.
Kiss.
He's gonna drain my health.
Just sit on.
I'm trying to just get away from him.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
It will if I can just get an open area. There we go. So basically on these moons, this is all you want to do. But the reason that I mentioned that is that because normally the fact that moons are tier 10 is meaningless because, you know, there's no NPCs, there's no dungeons, there's no nothing on the moon. There's just this. But you can build colonies on moons, and these Irkius ghosts won't spawn in if you don't take any of the ore or the liquid Irkius. So you could make a complete colony on the moon, and it counted as tier 10, top maximum tier. And you could do quests for the various colonists that you have, and they will give you random rewards. Often, those random rewards would be weapons or armor of whatever tier you're on. You can see how that could be useful if you're at a tier that the game is not supposed to allow you to even have. Unfortunately, they patched that, and now moons are all permanently like tier 0, I think. So you get garbage tier stuff now. Let's beam out of there before we die. Okay, so 68 crystals and 600 liquid Irkius. That gives us 1,500 fuel, which looks like it's very little, but it's actually quite a bit. So here we are. We're actually around a cold star, but we can go to any star we want. And I'm just looking at what we got here. Desert is good. I want forest, preferably. Yeah. He's got forest. This just shows us what's there. It doesn't necessarily tell us in what amounts. Like, this one's got a jungle planet listed, but it could have 6 jungle planets around it. There's no way to know until you actually go there. But we really, really want forest. I guess let's go there. An FTL jump only consumes 100 fuel, regardless of distance. So 1,500 fuel is actually quite a bit. Let's head on over here. These space stations and friendly and hostile ships and stuff, okay, that's lush. A lush planet is like what we started on, and it doesn't have tungsten. And we still need tungsten because we need that for our gear.
Oh, lush planet. That means it's got a lot of hops.
Ah.
Yeah, silly.
So here's a forest planet, and that will do nicely. We want forest because that's where Florin are most likely to be found, and we are on the mission to find Florin stuff. This is a much less terrible gravity planet. Oh! Starting to appreciate the guided rocket mode a little more. And actually, now that I am... Now that I can breathe without needing to breathe, let me show you a neat trick you can do. We're gonna take some of our dirt. We've got a lot to spare. We're gonna make a little hole here. Pour in some healing water. Plop down a tent. The healing effects stack, so you can heal twice as fast on the go. But I think that's where we're going to cut it for tonight. Here we're at our time. So thank you all for showing up. This has been fun. This is a really chill experience playing Starbound. I'm definitely going to come back to this. I've got so many crazy builds that I want to create. I haven't even touched on creating anything in this game yet because
that takes forever.
Yeah, it just it's. I mean, we're not at a point where we can comfortably like do it, and we're not in a world yet where I feel like I want to. You know, the universe is at our feet. We can go anywhere. So we'll find someplace cool and we'll build a base. But I think for next time, you guys let me know. Do you want me to do another episode of Starbound, or do you want me to go back to Zelda Ocarina of Time 3-heart run? I can do either. I am going to complete the Zelda run. If you guys want to see more Starbound next week, then after that, we'll go back to Ocarina. Otherwise, we'll go back to Ocarina next week, and I'll do Starbound some other time again. Or if you didn't like this and don't want to see it again, let me know. And of course, it's all mirrored out to my YouTube channel, so check that out. Thanks for joining, guys. Until next time, let's quit to DOS.